and it's like, interesting. Good point.
You click through the entire slideshow?
Sometimes, yeah. If it's some article that I like and I want to look at it, yeah, I'll go through the whole thing. Seriously.
So you're a fan of Bleacher Report?
Yeah.
Let's get this
No, just because you guys have a.
Say it.
I'm a fan of Bleacher Report. You guys have a different. I mean, I'm a fan of all of them, but like when I see your guys and it catches my eye, I'll go through it because you guys have like cool pictures that I haven't even seen before of certain fighters, and including me. And I'm like, that's a cool picture I haven't seen before. And you guys have, it's almost you guys look at it as like a straight up standpoint, like, all right, well, this guy beat this guy, so what's next with it? But
Do you get offended when there's negative stuff?
you know what? No, because everybody has their own opinion. I mean, it's going to happen, My main concern is as long as I stay healthy and I'm happy and my bills are paid and I got a roof over my head and my family, I just do my job.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of professional athletes have hundreds and like as far as like NBA, NFL, they get hundreds and hundreds of articles written about them, how they suck and they're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
You get 2 articles in the in MMA world and they're just like, oh my god, I hate this media outlet.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Really?
I would say so. I mean, not from like. It's hard to say, not from a a reporter standpoint, but I think the only things people say about me is that it's gonna go to decision, or this guy doesn't have knockout power. But at the same time, like when you're fighting the best guys in the world, I mean, my coach he wrote a whole statistics of everybody in the flyweight division that I fought between me, Joseph, Dodson, Ian McCall, and none of us have ever been finished. And I think you look at our records, I don't think none of us have ever lost 5 times in a row on our records, period. And that has to say something about us as competitors, that we're super tough and we don't go down easy.
Was that statistic on a sheet of paper? Did he give you a spreadsheet or something?
No, he was going through, and this is one of my good coaches and friends, and not Matt. No, this isn't Matt. Matt doesn't care what people say. Matt's like whatever. You're winning, right? That's the point of the game, and you're not getting beat up. You're in there and you're moving. When he sees guys standing in front of each other just banging out, he goes, "That's totally stupid. If that guy would have just took a right and took an angle, he would never got hit to begin with." But one of my coaches, he went on and just looked at everybody in the flyweight division that I fought so far, and he broke down his statistics, and he was like, dude, like your guys is like overall winning records like 96, and the overall loss record's like 15, I think it was. So it's actually pretty good, but yeah.
So catch me up. The last time we spoke, it sounded like you were kind of playing it by ear. You hadn't gotten in the gym and really worked out with the shoulder. What happened from there? We have a date right now, so catch us up.
So you want us before the surgery or after the surgery?
Yeah, because you were kind of playing it by ear. You hadn't actually tested it out yet.
Gotcha. Yeah. So right now I haven't actually tested out my shoulder. I went to the doctor and we did a physical test to see how my labor was going. And as of right now, it feels good. I'm still doing physical therapy every day just because I want to strengthen the muscles around the labrum, like the infraspinatus, all the the deltoids and stuff. So we'll go back to the gym on Monday, and I'm going to start training. And the biggest thing now is just making sure I don't re-injure myself. I'll still be able to get ready for the fight and go 110% because I'm going to get out there and gas. That's not what I do. But yeah, we'll find out. I think everything's going to go according to plan, and I'm going to do my best to stay healthy.
Not to be an naysayer, but what if it doesn't go 100%? What if you get out there and it's just like...
Oh, in a fight?
No, when you're in the gym. What do you get in the gym?
In the gym? I mean, my coach, before the fight, when I was going to fight April 13th, it was already hurting during training camp, and I was still training, and then Matt was like, let's go get an MRI. And I didn't want to get an MRI. I told him, I was like, dude, I do not want to get an MRI because you get an MRI, then you get pulled from the card, yada, yada, yada. But he was like, you got to look at this as a long standpoint of your career. Like, you're the champion. We want to keep you here. So we're not going to, train half-assed. So we're going to do the best we can and make sure I don't get injured and just go after it. And the thing is, it's not, me throwing punches and uppercuts and hooks. That's not what inflames the labrum. It's the conditioning that inflames it. The power cleans, the rigorous training that I do to get ready for my fights. Because when I fight, I'm not. If I get out there and I get tired and I'm like, I'll be pissed on myself, and my coach will be pissed at me. Then it's not gonna be a good night for me.
Yeah. Have you been taking it easy, or you've been training like everything else as far as?
I've been taking it easy. I've been training as lifting wise. Doing squats, working my legs, and running, all that stuff. But other than that, I've been shadowboxing here and there. But other than that, nothing like straight on board, like full sparring.
Are you letting everything else heal up? I mean, I'm sure you.
Oh yeah. I remember my right hand hurt. My joints hurt, my feet, my toes would hurt. So everything feels really good. You know, it's almost like before I could close my right hand, but when I would close my right hand, it would just hurt. So it was actually good to get a chance to get a break, you know, spend time with my wife who's pregnant, so I get to be there for some of the pregnancy, you know, the day-to-day grind where you're like, oh, it hurts, So I get to be there for that. So it was good, you know, it was time for me to be, needed a break, because I remember somebody said, you're one of the most active guys in the UFC, you know, lightweight division, so it was good.
What have you learned the most out of your 2 title fights? Flyweight title fights.
You know, I can take a shot, and it's fun, you know. You learn every time, you learn something new about yourself, and sometimes, like, I love going 5 rounds just because I like to see how far this person can push. You know, anybody can get in there and knock somebody out. Everybody can get in there and get submitted, but I think it takes a real man and a man of balls to be able to go 25 minutes, you know, all day long. And some people might look at that like, oh, he doesn't have knockout power. Of course he wants to go that full length, but I just like to get in there and fight and, you know, just take it to him.
Moraga's not ranked as high as Benavidez or Dodson. Do you think that he still has a chance to push you 5 rounds?
Absolutely, you know. I would prefer to go 5 rounds to see if he can go that far. He's a great competitor. He's only lost once, and that was against John Dodson, and that was prior to the UFC. Other than that, he's put on some great fights. He's finished 2 guys in the UFC, so I look forward to getting there and just going in a fight.
How important is it for you to get a finish?
You know what? It's not. You know, at the same time, the biggest thing that's important to me is that I think my greatest strength is my speed, my conditioning, and my technique. You know, a lot of people, they just rely on finishing people, and they go in there and they never finish them, then they're fucked. You know, mostly say, and I don't like to rely on that. So I'm just gonna go out there, fight, and just do what I do best, and just move and stick and be good.
I know you said that when they announced the card in Seattle, you told me on Twitter, you said you wanted that card as long as you're healthy. How much did that push you to want to come back and get on that Seattle card?
You know, the biggest thing was I wanted to be on that card for my wife, and just the convenience to be there for my child, and just to be there for my wife, honestly. You know, when they said they're coming to Seattle, my son's due July 16th, and then, you know, she'll give birth, and all I have to do is go right up the street to fight and go right back down the street to be with my family. I didn't have August off, which is my birthday month, so I'll be able to spend time with my family, you know, and that was the most thing that was important to me, so.
I'm not looking past John Moraga whatsoever, and I know you're not either, but I gotta ask you, the flyweight division is still developing, and I think I mentioned this to you in a past interview. You could be looking, after this fight, at rematches. Joseph Benavidez, John Dodson. Are you okay with that? I know some champions say, you know, it kind of takes away the motivation when you've already beaten a guy, or are you kind of hoping that maybe the division will flesh out a little bit in the next maybe 6 months?
Absolutely not. You know, I'm always going to be motivated because just because it's a fight, even though I beat those guys before, it's still a new fight. I'm still getting paid. You know, at the same time, like, I tell people, like, you know, my saying is EFD every fucking day. Like, I wake up, go to the gym, train my butt off to, you know, pay bills. You know, that's what I do. Like, you guys get paid to do these interviews and post them, and you guys probably hear the same thing every single day. Like, oh, this guy wants to fight this guy. Oh, this guy's not ready. The same thing. It's EFD every day, and you know, I'm always gonna be motivated to get ready for a fight because this is what I do. This is my career, and this provides for my family.
Have you adjusted to that yet? Like,
what do you mean?
Being a full-time fighter, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I adjusted to it, but at the same time, you know, it's still a day in and grind, and like this break for me was good because I got to actually be, you know, civilian. I don't want to say civilian, but you know, I'll wake up and go to, you know, one of my rental house and work on the carpets, and I'll go home super tired. I'm like, whoo, this line of work is hard, but at the same time, you know, I know there is a reality that, you know, I can, you know, lose my next 3 and be back, you know, working a full-time job at, you know, Starbucks or Kerostar, doesn't matter, you know, anything's possible.
You bought a house?
Yes, I did.
And now you're renting it out to people, the investment property?
Yes. I bought a house a year and a half ago. Then I saved all my money, and then I bought another house. But like, people are like, "Oh man, you being champ must be treating you good." But I tell them, I was like, "You guys gotta understand, this is a combination of me, you know, fighting full time and working full time, and me, you know, after I win my fights, I don't go out and buy a brand new car. I don't go out and just splurge and stuff. I put that money in the bank, pay Uncle Sam, and then, you know, down the road when, you know, the market's right, you buy your 30-year home, you raise your family, and that's what I did."
Is it a significant difference for you right now in your career, whether it be fighting on a platform like Fox or pay-per-view? I mean, from your standpoint.
From my standpoint right now, I like fighting on Fox because it's free and everybody has a chance to watch it, especially my mom and my family, you know. And, you know, I think down the road, you know, when I get to, like, you know, a contract like John Jones, where he's gonna reap the benefits of being on pay-per-view? Absolutely. I would love to be on pay-per-view, but right now I don't reap those benefits. I'm just happy to get to fight in the UFC and fight on Fox or FX, whatever it is.
How happy were you with when the numbers came out for the Fox fight with you and John? I mean, a lot of people were critical in the flyweights, like Draw and Top did a very strong number coming off of it. I mean, that was a feather in both of your caps.
Yeah, absolutely. I think UFC did a fantastic job marketing that fight with the whole Super Bowl going on, and every Sunday. I mean, people around the world watch football just because it's football and they love football, and just to get that that time slot to advertise, it's just like, oh sweet, like there's free fights on Fox, it's free, and it's gonna keep on growing. And UFC's doing a fantastic job in doing it, advertising.
DJ, you spent so much of your career when you were fighting the bantamweight as maybe a bit of an underdog. You even came into flyweight as a bit of an underdog with the Ian McCall fight, the Benavidez fight. Now that you've had a couple title defenses, are you starting to embrace being a champion, kind of feeling, not saying you're overconfident or cocky, but you kind of feel the air of being a champion, that certain, I don't know, entitlement, I don't know, maybe that's the wrong word, but you know what I mean, the certain air that comes along with being a champion?
I don't think so. I don't like to think of myself like that. I just like to think of myself as a hard worker. I think for my championship fights, I like to have shown, I hope that I've shown that, okay, this guy isn't just a paper champion. Like, you're going to have to take this guy out. Like, he's been dropped by John Dodson. He almost been submitted by Joseph Benavidez, but he kept coming, and, he's going to be, easy champion to beat. And I want to be a champion for a long time. So, I hope that answers your question, but I just like working hard and getting in there, and someone's like, oh well, here we go, he's gonna be fast. The man ain't gonna get tired. He ain't gonna get tired. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna try to find something to beat him. That's what I like to come off as.
Does it mean anything when you hear pound for pound rankings? As you climb those kind of things and hear Anderson Silva, John Jones, George St. Pierre, or Demetrious John? Do you like hearing those kind of things?
Yeah. I do, just because I'm up there with those guys, and I'm happy that the people in the world of mixed martial arts see me in that that rankings. It's a great honor, and I hope I can keep on climbing it. They got some great guys up top, Aldo and John Jones, Anderson Silva, and so on and so on. But I'm happy that I can be a flyweight champion and be in that ranking. So when people go through that, they look at that list, I'm like, oh, Demetrious Johnson, what weight class is he? Oh, flyweight. Oh, okay, I'm gonna take a look into that weight class. See, this guy's pound for pound. I'm gonna take a look in that. So hopefully that draws more attention in the flyweight division, which will help the growth of the division.
Are you starting from scratch on John Moraga? Did you already start training from withdraw?
We've already started training for him, but prior to my surgery, just because, and that's the thing. We watch a video on him, and we basically have I don't want to say game plan, but we have him dissected or whatever. But at the same time, just like all my other fights, I'm going back and just improving my game better. When we fought Dodson, we knew what his weakness was, and then Matt just, we said, okay, we're going to develop stronger than this thing, which will be good for you, and it'll be good in your overall game. And it just played into our effect. It actually worked in the fight.
Can you break him down?
Who?
Moraga?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what he does very well. Moraga is very good. He's long for the weight class. He's like 5'7", I think. I think he's 5'6", actually. He's 5'6", so he's very long. He gets those guys in those chokes, the darts, because he has long limbs. He does a good job of being very calm. If you watch his fight with Karasu, he was being almost too calm, and then I had Karasu winning, the fight two rounds to 0. And then Karasu got caught, and he usually gets caught when he gets bum rushed every single time. When Hannah Barra fought him, he got rushed and choked. When John Moraga rushed him, he got choked. So John Moraga does a lot of things good. He stays calm, he moves forward. It's going to be a great fight. He's very good. He's no joke.
I know you can't get in his head, but this is really his first fight on this kind of stage. You've been here before, title fights, headline on Fox. The pressure at that moment, again, not taking anything away from the guy, but that's a different moment. This is something completely different, and that can affect a fighter, am I right?
I don't expect that to affect him. I expect him to be the best John Moraga. I don't think that's going to affect him at all. I think he's going to go out there and execute his game plan and try to dethrone me. I don't look at that at all. I go out there and just relax, do my thing, and just go to work.
EFD.
EFD. And pay bills.
Nice.